Hey y'all! So, the title of this video is I Screwed Up, and I'm happy about it, as you can tell because I'm smiling. So, let me give you a little background on my screw up. Most people wouldn't say that they're happy about screwing up, especially if they screwed up like I did in front of like 100 people this morning. Yeah, that's me. So when I'm recording this, it's Sunday afternoon, and on Sunday mornings at my church, I help lead the praise and worship music. So like the contemporary Christian music that you would hear on some of the radio stations, we open up our service with a contemporary song. And we get up there with our microphones and we sing, and it's fun. And this morning was no different. We were singing a Chris Tomlin song, Our God, if you're familiar. And we practiced on Friday really briefly, and we also practiced this morning right before the service started, and everything was fine, as it usually is. And we all went and sat down in our spots and waited for the service to start, and got up on this little platform in front of everybody. And I got up there this morning and said my little intro, getting a little more comfortable doing that with the mic in my hand. And the music starts, but my brain, for some reason, decided that it wasn't going to start counting. So when the music starts, generally I'm the one that counts out in my head. I know exactly how many measures I have before we need to come in and start singing. And everybody kind of looks to me to be the one that starts singing. And all of a sudden I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to start singing. And I don't know where I am. And then I was like, oh, this is it. And so I start singing, and guess what? It wasn't the right spot. Not even close. I was about 2 lines too early in the music. So I was way ahead of where I should have been. And about 3 words in, my brain's like, no, that's not right. What are you doing? And we made it through the first verse, and I look at the lady next to me and I was like, we are in the wrong spot. And she said, what do we do? And we tried to make it a little more. It just wasn't getting any better. It just wasn't happening. And so at this point, we had 2 choices. You try to just get on through that thing, or you stop. It was kind of like being on a sinking ship. You're either going down with that ship, or you're gonna try to jump off and find a life raft and restart your journey. So I have to say into my microphone, can we restart? We need to take 2 on this. And then I proceeded to say how, nothing has to be perfect. We aren't perfect. And the music started back up, and second time was perfect. My brain started working, and I actually counted the measures before we had to start singing. Everything was fine. And I couldn't help but when we were done, I sat in the front row, and I don't know if anybody else could tell, but I was chuckling about it. And I couldn't stop smiling about the fact that there had just been a screw up. And most people were probably like, you were completely weird. Like, if that happened to me, I would have just been, so upset, and I would have been so nervous and whatever. Yeah, I would have been all of those things too, about 2 years ago. But the fact that the worst possible outcome happened to me this morning, and I didn't die, the world didn't end, nobody burned me at the stake or told me to get out of the church, what was I going to do? I was going to restart. None of the worst things happened. I'm still alive. And the fact that I could laugh about it showed me so much growth. The fact that I wasn't paralyzed because of it showed me so much growth. And I was so thankful that God gave me that moment, that very humbling moment, to show me just how far I have come in the past couple of years, because I really would have beat myself up about that for the rest of the day. But instead, I was able to see it as a look how far you've come moment. And I'm able to share it with you guys so that maybe you can look at your mistakes or your screw-ups, or when you have fallen down, you can look at them and not be defined by it and not feel bad about it, but you can just be like, okay, I made a mistake. How can I move forward from this mistake, instead of just beating yourself up about the mistake that you made? Because I would have beat myself up about this mistake all day long. I would have been worried about what people were thinking about it, when the truth is probably nobody thought about it by, the time it was over with. But I would have been thinking about the rest of the day, and I would have been judging myself, and I would have been very hard on myself. And so it just shows, all of the personal development that I've been putting in, and it's showing me, how God is really growing and changing me. And the fact that I stopped trying to fit certain molds that I thought I needed to, He's showing me so many things about myself that's really, really awesome, that I don't need to be perfect. I was the kind of person that I wouldn't try stuff if I didn't think that I was going to be perfect at it at all. And that kept me from experiencing a lot of joy in my life, and it kept me from being the person that God created me to be. And being able to fall down in front of a bunch of people, not actually falling down, but making a mistake this morning in front of a bunch of people, and just being able to laugh about it and keep going is an amazing thing to me. And I hope that you guys out there are able to do the same thing and not beat yourself up about stuff. But another really cool thing that it also showed me, and I hope that anybody out there watching this that feels like they have more to give to the world, that feels like they could lead other people, I hope that you are not limiting yourself as a leader, or that you're not limiting yourself sharing your gifts in the world because you think you need to be perfect to do that. Because this showed me this morning, I'm kind of in a leadership role, and I screwed up. So that just shows you that you don't have to be perfect to be in a leadership position. You can still make mistakes. You can still fall down. But what is going to make you a good leader is the fact that you're able to pick yourself up after you fall down, or you're able to say, hey, I made a mistake, but let me try that again, or let me try a new way, because I know that can be done better. That's going to define your leadership, not the fact that you made a mistake. It's how you recover from the mistake. So this morning, if the old me was still in here and I made that mistake, and I had just been like, oh, well, I guess we screwed up, guys, we're not singing today, that wouldn't have shown very much leadership. No, instead I laughed at my mistake and kept going. So I hope that if you're watching this, that what you can take away from it is the fact that you don't have to be perfect at all. You definitely don't have to be perfect to be a leader. Just learn from your mistakes. And don't let fear keep you from doing things. Fear of not being perfect. Because you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. And I just hope that when you do make a mistake, that you're able to have the same reaction that I did this morning. That you're able to take it in stride, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, pick your microphone back up, and keep singing. Because that's what I did this morning. So anyway, if you got any value out of this, any little bit, please like, comment, or share. And I look forward to sharing all of my mistakes with you so that maybe we can all get better together. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.